let's stick with the theme of Matildas because they are seeing some trouble over in America in the SheBelieves Cup, going down 4-0 to Japan, and on Monday morning Australian time going down to the USA 2-1. So they're winless at the moment.
Yeah, tough trot at the moment. Plenty of questions raised after the two fixtures there, and overall just seems like there's a bit of a lack of a purpose, or what is the unified goal? We know there were technical frailties against Japan, but what can we do to turn those around?
Yeah, I think the team is in a holding pattern. It's an interim coach and it's an interim team, and I think it's also the difference between an interim coach that's auditioning for the job and one who quite transparently in Tom Sermanni is not auditioning for the job. If you had someone who was motivated to go to this tournament to prove themselves that they're the right person to take the seat thereafter permanently, I think we would have seen different selections and a different approach. But I still think the squad we took is a pretty fair representation of our best available senior and young players. And I don't dislike the mix that they tried against the United States either.
No, the squad makes sense to me, but when you look at the technical frailties, I have to ask, why are they there at this level when that's our best squad? What's the technical strategy here? The FA has technical directors. What's the strategy going forward?
I would also ask T, we can't come out of this tournament saying, regardless against Colombia, that it's hard times. The hard times start when the new coach comes in and has their teething process. The question,
so is this just lost time now? Is this dead time? It can't be.
Well, I
need
feel as
to
though
use this time.
They've stolen the runway off whoever's coming in.
We don't even know when.
Because they don't know who's coming in.
And that could be months and months away. So this can't be lost time again. We cannot lose more time.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think we'll see a coach until maybe August because we've got to wait until the end of the European club season, according to what's been put out there on the record. The end of the Women's Euros, which finishes in July. So I think August is a realistic timeline.
Wow,
we've got the Korea Games until then.
That's a ways away, and this is all valuable time for new players, for current players, for experienced players to be contributing to this common goal moving forward.
I think the big thing we've lost here is a new coach might have a new way of how they run the logistics and team operations as well. Because we always hear, team came in late, team didn't have much prep time. I wonder if new IP and new ideas from a new hire is going to change how we do things there as well. So it'd be nice to see all of that rolled out. And I do think that, the hard times start when the new coach has the hard conversations about doing things differently as opposed to the pattern we're currently in.
There was some good news. We saw Holly Mack start her first game for Australia after coming off the bench against Japan. Didn't score any goals, but Michelle Heyman did. And there are 6 Ninja A-League players featured across those 2 games. We saw Lainey Fryer, Alana Murphy both getting their debuts. And of course, Tamika Yallop, Holly Mack as we talked, Natasha Pryor also getting on the pitch. So good minutes for A-League players.
Well, like we said, we like the squad.
Yeah, exactly, and it speaks volume about the Ninja A-League as well, and perhaps we'll be seeing more players coming in for some minutes in the months coming up.
Well, the 2 games against South Korea, I expect that because it's an international window, a lot of the overseas stars will come back. But based on the showing and the international debuts for Alana Murphy and Lainey Fryer and Holly McNamara starting for the first time in more than 1,100 days, what strategy do you think they go with for the Korea Games? Will it be a bit of a strongest 11 like we saw against Japan, or do you think it will be a bit of a mixed 11 like we got against the United States?
I think it'll be like what we've seen here, strongest 11 and then a mix. That's what I'm thinking, because you're wanting to get minutes into everyone's legs, basically.
12 months out from the Asian Cup, you've mentioned when you think the next coach will come in. Is it enough time to rebuild this team and get them back to the form they need to be and to win it?
I don't think it's a question of is it, it's just got to be. Whatever time they come in, they've got to make the most of it. And I know 12 months sounds like a long time, but when you break it down to the actual face time these players and coaches and staff get together, it's not a lot at all.
I'm still pretty optimistic about the Asian Cup, and I actually think that an element of being an underdog now that Japan have shown where the benchmark is might help temper the expectations, at least from some quarters of the media. And I also feel as though, there are a lot of people that love to, embrace the Matildas, but also a lot that love to attack the Matildas. And you know what? We're going to embrace them. And I think being underdogs might be a good situation. Let's not assume that we're playing Japan in the final. We might get them earlier. They've still got to do the group draw. So we'll wait and see.